Okay, so you probably saw this community post I made and were confused and probably thought it was some, like, upcoming project or something. But no, this is real. Or at least it might be. So a week or so ago, I learned a really disturbing fact about Deltarune. So there's a song in Deltarune called April 2012. This song plays in the Clover Room and sounds just a bit off, like it's hiding something. Toby Fox has said that he got the idea of Deltarune's ending from a fever dream he had. He also said that Deltarune was being made like 2 years before Undertale, but he couldn't figure out how to make it yet, so he gave up temporarily. So you might be wondering, why is it called April 2012? There's one day on April 2012 that stuck out among the rest. April 2nd. 7 people were murdered in an unfortunate accident. This could be inspiration for Undertale with the infamous 7 humans. It's believed to be the day that Toby Fox had that fever dream. But do I have any actual proof that this event had any effect on Toby? Yeah, I actually do, surprisingly enough. One of the oldest pieces of Deltarune history was the original drawings of all the card characters by Canotines. And what was the date of Toby sharing this on his Tumblr? April 5th, only 2 days after the incident. This actually shocked me. Before, this was some crazy conspiracy I came up with, but now there's actually proof of these two events being related. But I must say, just not really related, but I felt like this was necessary because I've seen a lot of misconceptions about the actual real-life event, that it was apparently a police officer or something. No, it doesn't say anywhere. It says that it was like some student, and that killed the 7 people. And the only reason people bring up this is because they wanted to use it for more evidence for Asgore's role in Deltarune, but like, yes, they were inspired, but can we not take real-life unfortunate events just as evidence for some stupid headcanons in Deltarune, please? I just needed to say that real quick. Anyway. Now, what made this so important to me? Well, as some of you may already know, April 2nd is my birthday, and that particular year was my 5th birthday. And not too long ago, I made a video called Toby Fox is Pulling the Strings of Reality, where I go on a semi-serious, semi-joke conspiracy rant about how Toby is manipulating people's dreams and the Spamton plush gives you horrible nightmares, and I would joke about Toby being some otherworldly being, but in reality, Toby had a galaxy brain making this absurd ARG-like narrative combined with weird coincidences, which was planned, because of course sleeping with a plush of Nightmare Fuel character would give you nightmares. We tend to overlook the fact that Spamton as a character is absurdly horrifying. You can't plan this. Toby did not stage 7 people being killed for a freaking ARG. That really happened. And Toby couldn't have known about my birthday. Heck, the chances of Toby knowing who I am to this day, even after all the Deltarune content I've made, is incredibly low. So, Toby Fox just has to be like an Eldritch god or something. So here's why I think I'm a chosen Deltarune prophet. One, I've seen a side of Deltarune that no one else really sees, which is the elaborate ARG side. The amount of times things have referenced glitches and all that stuff. The amount of time Noelle talks about video game stuff and mysteries. 2, I've come up with the entire story of Deltarune chapters 3 through 7, including characters that don't even exist, based on minimal info. While a lot of people make their own OCs and make vague predictions for various chapters, I've made a whole game in my head. I just don't have the programs or skills to show it. And I've already talked about this in a stream where I just ramble about Deltarune theories and predictions. And 3, I had a whole dream with perfect Deltarune sprite art of the ending of Chapter 3, where Chris, Toriel, and Noelle fight Mike Deltarune on a tower. I never would have thought that Noelle would be in our party in Chapter 3, outside of Snowgrave, but this dream was showing me the future. Usually my dreams end up going completely off base and mix various things together, but this one was almost perfectly coherent. Only thing that happened that I don't expect in the final game is Mike turning giant and teleporting you into Spamton's arena, chasing you, because Toby doesn't usually just do on-the-nose callbacks like that. I also had this other dream about Des, where I find the only reason she's lost is because she apparently fell down a ditch, with caterpillars in the way of climbing back up, and she was apparently deathly afraid of caterpillars, so she wouldn't do it. But that sounds incredibly stupid, I know, but due to the uncanny nature of her face and how she acted, I feel like it was almost like a cover-up for whatever Gaster shenanigans were really happening, but the dream ended too soon. It definitely didn't end on a proper ending, so that was probably going to be shown off in the dream, but I woke. Anyway, let's circle back. By my logic, I am a prophet because of my strange dreams I got. Toby also got strange dreams, which would mean that he's also a prophet and not the true mastermind. Perhaps he's like a host for whatever Eldritch god is really trying to contact us. Okay, now finally getting to the aliens part. A week or so ago, I had a really neat dream about aliens. What made it feel so neat is how long it was. It felt like a full movie, structured perfectly. For some reason, it started the OG Stranger Things crew, Mike, Will, Lucas, and I think Dustin. Also a dude that's basically opera, because he's a police dude who ended up contacting the military, but only looks nothing like him. A bully type character based on Troy, based on Troy, but not Troy. And I've called him Trent for this. And of course, me. Just random note, I've had another dream related to Troy, but I don't know. Freaking, what am I talking about? Dream starts in Strange Kid's house, and Will is singing on Blue or something, and then alien crash lands in their neighbor's backyard. Despite it just landing, it's already heavily guarded by alien soldiers. The aliens have this super recognizable design of this diamond-shaped head with blue dots. The kids make a base in their attic. Somewhere else at the time, my character is at school or something, which is odd because I'm homeschooled and I'm getting dissed by this half-boy, half-friend who we'll call Trent, like I already said. Think of him like a Big G from Doraemon, if you even know who that is. I'm getting bullied for being a sci-fi nerd, which is also odd because I'm not a huge sci-fi nerd in real life. Later, he walks up with his random bully henchman to insults one of the alien guards patrolling the neighborhood, thinking he was a dude in a costume. Then the alien dude vaporizes the two goons with a laser rifle. Trent runs away in immense fear, runs back to me accusing me of my sci-fi knowledge, summoning them somehow, and brings me along for his alien rebellion to get revenge for his dead friends. We grab some crowbars and find one goon isolated in, I don't know, a freaking barn or something. And we get on both sides, pry off his helmet. Trent grabs the helmet and runs back home. I think at this point I was supposed to kill the alien with the crowbar because of his exposed head, because otherwise the plan made no sense. But I didn't. Instead, I just kind of watched as he got out, which he then acts like he's been put out of a trance. Over time, the alien becomes an ally. Meanwhile, Trent is searching for more crashed alien tech. I don't remember I think he finds some, but there was nothing really to it. Apparently, I was also friends with the stranger crew because I take the alien dude to their house to help them because apparently I could just sense that they were in trouble. I think this was one of the few parts where the dream didn't make sense, which is that I was there at the house in one scene and the next scene I wasn't. But anyway, apparently yeah. The guys called police by the aliens, of course. They don't believe them. That's just when Dollar Store Hopper comes in. One of the kids and the alien get in a car and go to the place where the alien suspects have something important. This place consists of hundreds of abandoned stores for whatever reason. Wasn't implied that the aliens were responsible, though. This is when the higher ups start catching on to the resistance and send two high-ranking generals after them, one beefcake and one intelligent one. The beefy dude chases them on the road, and on the way they actually can't catch a glimpse of two giant robots fighting in the distance. And Al and Will just start freaking out and try to convince themselves that it's just a hologram and it's just like a movie that someone's filming. But one of the robots see them and fires a missile at them, but it didn't explode or anything. Basically, it was as if it was a giant toy. I don't know what to make of that bit. Beaver catches up to the car so they get out running to the various stores. Beaver Boy runs straight through the walls like it's nothing, but isn't that smart. After a while of cliche chase scenes and hiding scenes, he finally died from getting hit by multiple cars trying to run through a red light. Smart Boy next. He was scouting a whole area and they complained. Of course, he chases slower. It becomes more of a stealth scene. He makes where Will is hiding and stabs through an aisle only a few inches off. Will finds something super heavy to hit the Admiral with and smashes it into his eye, making a huge hole in the helmet. He continues to chase and gives some snarky remarks. Oh yeah, he speaks, I forgot about that. But he seems less into it. Al confronts him and they recognize each other. He asks what the heck happened to make him go down this path, but he can't remember and then suddenly loses the will to fight. The Admiral becomes an ally after this, but still seems more evil and rude than Al. Three of them finally make it to the point of interest. Here's the star of the show, the alien overlord. He's slightly invisible aside from the head, but because the area is mostly abandoned, no one even knows what is here is multiple energy sources underground that the overlord is sucking power from. So yeah, this whole area is some government conspiracy. Now with the Admiral as an ally, he calls in a hovercraft that swiftly takes him back home, then they take this news back to the gang. They make a plan. The first ask Al and the Admiral why they became allies and not the others. Then they realize both of them have exposed faces. Al's missing his helmet and Admiral's helmet is broken. The helmets have hive mind technology, and if they can stop the overlord, then they can break all the hive mind and then make peace with the aliens. Then they ask if it's even possible to battle the overlord. Al says, well, many aliens have done it, none of them made it out alive. They just turned into nothing but liquid. But one human has. 20 years ago, the aliens abducted a human family as a test. They treated them nice-ish, but the humans persuaded them to attempt killing the overlord. So they brought the young boy to the mouth of the beast, with no one knows what he did, but he successfully killed it. This boy was for some reason Ness from Earth House, so it's implied they killed him with PSI powers. This particular scene of him exploiting the monsters now was actually a scene from a completely different dream I had in the past. I've had some of the same dreams twice before, but I've never had a dream call back to a different dream. After this, the parents were lied to and locked away. Somewhere the boy was returned to Earth. Oh yeah, also the overlord resurrects every 20 years, hence why I said some aliens have killed him but none of them alive, but he's still here. After this, I go to Trent's house, whose dad is conveniently an expert weapon maker. Trent is creating tons of dangerous alien-infused weapons from the helmet and other tech he found. He's already preparing an attack on the aliens. I go and tell him about the partnership we've made, but he's already made up his mind. He calls me a traitor and threatens that if I get in his way, he'll kill me. He gives me some more weapons he made, though, just in case I change my mind, specifically a bunch of bombs. Now, I have no clue when in the movie this dude was supposed to show up, supposed to be introduced, but there's this final main character alien who's this crazy alien fire cultist with 4 arms and hands for feet, who is also immortal for some reason. He has no notable powers, though. He discovers fire on Earth and starts committing arson in grocery stores to add to the many other empty grocery stores. The police show up and he's crawling on the walls like a spider and is shot like 21 times. Wish.com proper sees many arms and the alien blood leaking from him and realizes the call from before was legit. It's finally time to kill the overlord, so I choose to take the test even though I might die in the process. So take all the alien bombs made and one of the aircrafts from the admiral. Of course, before killing it, we have to see some of his immense power, so fires a giant laser from the head and that leaves a path of destruction in the ground. Of course, completely missing the target, which is me. I enter the helmet, which is so big it's actually the mothership, and see the giant ugly Venus flytrap mouth. This splits in 4 directions. Just grabbing the tongue a few times, but it doesn't matter because after a minute it's already done. The bombs go off and the whole helmet explodes. I fall out onto the aircraft and somehow make it out alive. Bootleg hopper contacted the military to stop the aliens. The helicopters heard the boom and went over and destroyed the rest of the overlord. The hive mind's broken, pieces made. They all go back, but Hal stays a bit longer. But suddenly everyone realizes they've got an alien disease that turns their skin green, giving them long fingers, slightly superhuman strength, and a strong urge to only think negative thoughts. They all lash out at Hal because he didn't warn them of this. Basically, humans in contact with alien or alien tech, tech gives you a disease. Alien tech has alien blood in it. But he didn't know that because they've only been in contact with 3 other humans. Since I literally exploded in alien stuff, I have contracted the disease as well. Trent appears last second also with it because of the alien tech he's been tampering with, because he's been hunting down aliens and found our base, and me and him have an epic final battle in the attic with alien tech. And after a long battle, we both stabbed each other with our long Vecna fingers. Unfortunately, this is where the dream ends. I also have had to fill in a bunch of plot holes because I couldn't remember everything. Okay, that's cool and all, but what makes this dream important? Well, only 2 days after this alien dream, suddenly UFOs are being spotted everywhere. I usually don't give UFO sightings the time of day because they're freaking UFO sightings, but if ton are spotted by different people all at the same time, that sounds pretty legit and like worth considering. But of course, the very first one was a Chinese balloon thingy, so it's possible they were all from China. But knowing China, they're probably allies with all the aliens anyway. On top of the short time between the Deltarune revelation and that, it makes me think that that dream was actually a prophecy and not just randomness. Of course, not everything was a vision, like the Stranger Things cast being there and that fire dude that looks like all the other characters I draw that I haven't shown but I'm going to mention. Well, I've shown a few in very short glimpses, but no one seems to be paying attention, so I'm going to continue keeping it a secret. But the fact that the step-by-step plan to stop the aliens was in the dream makes me feel like it's instructions if aliens do invade. Sometime around when I got this dream, tons of fire trucks and police cars were going up and down my street, almost as if that arsonist alien was there. Just saw another yesterday. But only a few days ago, Bumblebee from Transformers was outside my house. I took a picture just to make sure you know it's real. The lighting is bad, but you can tell the stripes are there. Remember that insignificant giant robot sighting in the dream? Well, the only explanation is that they were some government prototype they were testing, and because that place was like a government conspiracy where no one was at, they just felt they were completely safe to use it there. And now, there's one right outside my door. Of course, this is only saying that those robots were Transformers. Initially, I thought they were close to the Power Rangers, but after thinking back to it, they were really closest to that one random robot from that one episode of Lab Rats. But they do kind of look like Transformers, thinking back. So let's just pretend they were Transformers for now. What's even better is no one came out of the car, and it left as soon as I went inside. So yeah, just when I want to say that is some false alarm, some creepy coincidental thing like that happens. Update, I found this thing in the grass, and then when I looked up in the sky, I kid you not, I saw a big black diamond with blue lights. It wasn't exactly the same, it had less lights, less color, less shape, but it couldn't have been a helicopter or a jet or anything, because there was no sound, and it hovered perfectly in place, moving slowly behind the trees. Here's my best recreation of the image. The object appears to be a sewing needle, but the timing was just too perfect for me to brush it off. The end is coming. If I were to guess when this event is going to happen, I'd say next April 2nd, but YouTube channel Endocher seems pretty convinced that something horrible will happen on March 27, 2026, so who really knows? So here's a simplified guide to kill the Overlord if he turns out real. After thing crash, find alien in, get 2 dudes. 2 dudes have 2 crowbars, find alien man in an isolated area where you can sneak up on him, pry off his helmet. In the dream, they pry off it with like the front of the crowbar, but I think it would make 100 times more sense with the bottom. Take the helmet, make friend with alien, take the helmet, make alien tech, specifically tons and tons of alien bombs. Take dude and alien bombs to the Overlord, you need an aircraft, so you'll need to befriend at least one more alien, because the helmet is actually the aircraft. But you need to use the helmet to create the bombs. So take that. You gotta befriend one more dude yet again by destroying helmet or whatever. Prying it off. Whatever. Then fly to the Overlord. Set off all the bombs. And then after this, during this entire process, make sure that you were not in direct contact with your skin or your breath to alien blood. Or alien anything, really. But you will need to use the alien tech, so you will have to be in contact. Just limit how much. Wear gloves and masks and all that. And there was no way to cure the alien disease in the dream, so if you do get it, tough luck. If you see any big black diamonds in the sky, the day of reckoning is upon us.